Hi, this is Athena, and we are going to go over a contracted trip that would be in the Anchorage Bowl. So, looking at this, the billing contact has already been entered and saved. This is going to be for a private wedding. We need to have the passenger name who's responsible for the agreement, their contact phone number, and their email address to send them a confirmation. Once we have that info, we move down here to contracted trip, and the occasion for this trip is wedding. Then we go up to section 2. This wedding is happening on this date, at this time, and it's going to end at this time, which would be midnight. Then we're looking at the reservation routing section below, and it looks like we have a pickup starting at the Alaska Mountain Rugby Grounds, and then we're going to be shuttling people to Golden View Middle School so that they can get back to their cars. And it will be a round robin, so the vehicle will come from the rugby house to the school parking lot and then back to the rugby house until the trip is over. And you can see the note for the driver here states, shuttle and round robins for a wedding. Then we're going down to our dispatch notes to see what we've got in the coop line. So, C is for confirmed, which once this trip is confirmed, we will have who confirmed it and who they spoke to and the date and time, and whether it was via phone or email. Then we have the origination, which is O. It was originated over the phone with Mackenzie at this date and time. The reasons why we put the date and time is because if we have to refer back to a phone log or an email log, we can find about where this is at. So since this is phone, we would know that we could go to extension sales 1 and probably find this phone call. The U for update, drop-off location via phone with Sam, so that the update was done to one of the location pickups. And this was done by Barbie, and then it looks like this reservation was double-checked by Daisy on 6/23/10/36 because we took this reservation on 6/23 at 10 o'clock, and then Daisy confirmed that everything was correct once Barbie plugged it in. Then for the paid, it says here that they paid their deposit on 6/23, and then we're going to need to charge the other deposit. Usually it's 72 to 48 hours prior to the trip. Then we've got E for extra. There are no extras that have been noted in this trip, and so that area is blank. And since this is an individual versus a corporate client, there usually isn't any billing notes in here. Then we're going over to section 3. You can see that Barbie is the one who entered this trip. This is her username and login. If we wanted to see any changes that had happened to this trip or who viewed the reservation or if there was any cars that were switched or whatever, we could click the log button next to that name and see all the eyes that have been on this trip. The trip is booked for the duration of 2 hours, which is the time calculated between the pickup and drop-off. The service area is the Anchorage area, which is what the vehicle is doing. Remember, the occasion is what the people are doing, and the vehicle is the service type. The vehicle type is going to be our 35 passenger. We've got 2 hours booked for this at our contracted rate, and there's no other charges on here. So you can see with the deposit being paid, there's an outstanding balance of $283.07, which once that's paid, the note will go in here who paid it and when they paid it, so that it's paid in full. And then we would save the reservation, and that's the example of how to book an individual reservation for a contracted trip.